together. And I am in a different computer. I think I never showed what my setup looks like. That's too hard to do it now. I keep saying it. I got some baby food because the baby wouldn't eat it. So, guess what, baby? More food for me. Mm. Ah. Hey, I seen it was another shooting, and I got it up on my other screen. Michigan State University shooting leaves 3 students dead, 5 wounded. That's rough. Yo, that's wild, man. You could just go to school one day and that's it. Don't even remember what happened. Motherfuckers shooting up schools. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Your death toll crosses 40,000 in Turkey and Syria. I see that over here. It's fucked up, dude. Yeah, university. Ron, what's up, Elijah? Mind doing a call-in show today? Looks. I don't see anything wrong with it. I should get to a call-in show. What's up, AD? You been on a roll with these live streams? Yeah, I'm struggling today because I'm tired. I really didn't feel like doing it, to be honest with you. But I said, fuck it. Somebody out there is probably looking forward to it, so go ahead and do it. But I'm struggling. Not gonna lie. But I think that's a good sign, though. Even though I'm tired, where's my Tide? Hold on, let me get my Tide bottle. Even though I'm tired, is my sponsor. Is me. Even though I'm tired, I can still look at it as a positive to do something. Because somebody out there might be like, yo, man, like, fuck, I'm having a bad day. I need to hear some wild shit. And that's where your boy comes in. So I had a problem with it, man. So does baby food taste good? I thought it tastes bad. Rana, in my opinion, the food is what tastes bad. Like the fruits, the little jars of fruit, all that shit's just like applesauce. So you can't go wrong with applesauce. But the food. Well, here's the thing: the baby carrots. I'm not even a fan of baby carrots. I think the baby carrots, if you get the right ones, it tastes like sweet potatoes. Like it tastes. I think it tastes fucking good. Um, Now he's baby Kratos is eating. He likes his one baby food. I think tastes awful. I don't know how he likes that. But I got him some fish one time, and we added some salt to that motherfucker. I was like, "Yo, I buy this for myself." It was a little. It was one that was like it was fish. I think it was salmon or something, and it had little chunks in it because he's born. He's 8 months now, so he can, he's graduated to bigger food. So I got him some fish. I don't think he liked the fish. So we kept it for me, and I added some salt to that motherfucker. I was like, "Yo, this shit tastes like it was good. I'll buy that shit for me as a quick snack." But this is pretty much just like this is pretty much grits, right? Which I don't think they call it grits in many places on earth. Like if you know what grits are, you know what grits are. But I think they call it something else. But this is essentially like grits with like a little bit of fruit in it. If you know what grits are. And if he don't eat it, I always eat it. So that's why I'm eating it. But no, all baby food doesn't taste bad. Especially the fruits are just like it's just puree. That's all it is. It just might be a little lighter in some sense, but it's puree. You're not gonna be now again like the food. Like you get some of these like a lot of it's just need. Is it a lot of baby food doesn't taste bad? A lot of it just needs salt. Now some of it does taste bad. Like it was something else we were feeding him before, and whatever I can't remember what it was, but no, that was just awful. And he liked it. I couldn't. Ooh, I didn't eat that shit. But anything that's a fruit flavor, you can't go wrong with that. Right? It's if any baby food that has any type of fruit flavor in it, You're not gonna go wrong with it at all. In my, at least I haven't found that thing yet. They don't really make any bad fruit flavor shit. Open up my email. Oh man, I'm tired. Let's see. Okay, I see. What? Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. But I see. I got the video up. Yeah, I'm always looking forward to the live stream. Thanks for coming on. Yo, thanks, my dating cure. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I got the video right here. Oh, shit. Hang on. Didn't mean to do that. So I'm probably not going to stay on long at all tonight. I always say that, but I'm, like, pretty fucking tired. If you can't tell by my voice. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. But.
And I'm just going to go downhill from here.
Yep.
Okay. So let me put it. I could use some tea. I've never been a fan of tea, man. But with me talking all the goddamn time, like, I see why motherfuckers drink tea, right? Because that shit will, like, it definitely helps your throat with just talking all the fucking time. I see why singers and shit walk around drinking tea. I can't complain, man, because this motherfucker's out there humping. This motherfucker's out there, you know. This motherfucker's like a friend of mine used to work. A friend of mine used to work as a trash man. He worked so in Ohio. Our trash company is called Rumpke, and he worked for Rumpke, dude. And he told me how his work schedule was. I'm like, ain't no way. And they be humping from morning to night, 5 days a week, son. That shit. He told me what they was doing for that and what he was getting paid. Like, you couldn't even pay me to do that, unless I was like really struggling. But yeah, he was humping for that. What, about $15 an hour? So I can't complain, man. The fact that my life revolves around just how I talk and the creativity of how I talk. I can't really complain. I mean, there's some motherfuckers out there struggling. I remember watching a documentary. I want to say it was a spot in Indonesia, right, where they get a lot of the world's trash, and they just made this like Rumpke. They made this huge trash mountain, right? And there's locals that are so poor that they build makeshift houses with their families all around the mountain of trash, and every day they get up and they go walk up the trash mountain and pick out, you know, if they can find food, they pick out bones, so like they take it to somewhere so somebody can make jewelry out the bones, you know, shit like that. Like, yo, this and they in the documentary speaking broken English, saying like, yes, we will eat your trash. Like, damn, dude, like imagine how fucked up you must be to look dead in a fucking camera, right? And be like, yes, I will eat your trash. Like, imagine how fucked up you would have to be. You mean with a smile, like not like somebody like pushed you into it. Like, I signed up for that. Like, you was happy to go do this shit. Like, yes, I will eat your trash. If I could find a documentary, I'll post a link to it. That shit was wild. So I guess it could always be worse. And they feed their kids with that shit. They go in there and get the food. They walk up the mountain, and so it's a big mountain, right? So motherfuckers, motherfuckers, it's a big mountain. So they gotta have the not the bulldozer. I can't think of the name. Like an excavator. I think that's what you call it. To dig out portions of it, so it doesn't fall over on the people in the houses. And like all day, that's what they do. People walk up there and they hike up there with they rain boots and shit. You know what I mean? And the sticks and the bag on their back, and they just go through it. and dig out whatever they can find that might be valuable. And the trash mountain might fuck around and slide over on them and kill them. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's what it is. And they come home and dig out the food, what they found, and they wife be in there cooking up the food for their kids. And that's how they live every day. Because I guess it ain't no work. I'm assuming it's no work. Um, I'm assuming it's no work in the area. That's probably why a lot of people are doing it. But yeah, that's rough, man. And I hate to sound like I'm roasting motherfuckers. I don't mean to roast people. You know what I mean? I just, it's just how I talk. but that's rough. It's fucked up. Hey D, how you deal with overflowing work left to right and center, struggling to keep up? For the most part, I'm okay. Until here, I'll be honest with you. I'll be totally honest with you. For the most part, it does get a bit overwhelming at times. Like I said, because in my personal life, I just have so many interests and like I have a very fruitful life for my interest in life. You know, for where I am. So there's very rarely just a complete dull moment, right? Like very rarely. But the only times where I face a lot of issues is when I reach some type of culture clash. Whether it's some issue I got in Czech Republic or dealing with Europe's laws and regulations for whatever the reason, or if I have to pretty much communicate. Okay, the only time I have issues is when I have to talk back to North America is when I deal with people in North America who think that their degree in the state of Ohio is like everything to the world, or like in like where I'm dealing at now, like whatever state I'm working with, like what I have to deal back with business back there. Americans have a very specific way of being very ignorant, but but here's the thing: it gets really okay. This is a major problem when it comes to like being in a room full of doctors and shit like that. Like this is when it becomes a big issue because they don't want to understand. They like it's like they can't even begin to understand the world's bigger than them. So it's like you have to like I'd say even the less even the least educated person out here would have to stoop down to their level kind of thing to communicate with them. That's usually the only times I have issues with a lot of work. Is when I have to communicate back to a certain population in North America or deal with a culture clash here from what I'm used to in the US and knowing that it shouldn't be, you know, as difficult as it is, whatever the issue is, right? Those are the only times. But every other time, I very rarely have issues. Very rarely have issues with anybody in real life. Like my girls see me, man. Like in real life, maybe twice a year, I'll have like a genuine issue, like a problem, anger, frustration type of thing. And I've always been like that. About twice a year, I've always been like that since I can remember. To where I'm like genuinely mad. Elijah, it's like that saying when people who are having a bad day, there's always someone having the worst day than you. Oh yeah, Elijah, yeah, yeah. And I tell you what, man, yeah. When I started out college, I learned that firsthand, in a sense, when I started college, and I lived in a homeless shelter, and that's when it really clicked. Like when you do sleep, going to a homeless shelter and sleeping is really like next level shit for people who's never done it, right? And I did it alone when I started college, and I did that shit about 3-4 months, something like that, maybe longer. I can't really remember now, but I did. It was long enough to where like I got it. You know, I understand, right? Um, but that's when it really clicked in me, dude. Like if all you got is 3 pennies and a lifesaver in your back pocket, there is somebody out there be like, damn, I wish I had 3 pennies and a lifesaver right now. I'd do anything for 3 pennies and a lifesaver. I'd do anything for 2 pennies. It's always somebody out there like that, dude. It's like so that my experience living in a homeless shelter was very humbling, to say the least, to realize that. So like little tricks you got to do. Like I remember one of my uncles. He tried to like quiz me to see if I was telling the truth or not. So he asked me. He said, "Okay, so how do you sleep when you go to the homeless shelter? How do you sleep? Where do you put your stuff and how do you sleep?" And this is the answer you would only know if you've ever actually done something in this type of world. So when you go to sleep in a homeless shelter, If you don't put it in a room and you got to keep it with you, the safest place to put your belongings is to use it as a pillow under your head. Because if somebody's going to steal it, nobody's going to want to steal something when it's under your fucking head, right? Very few people are going to do something like that. So then, and it's almost like an immediate natural response to when you in there, like, I better use this 60-inch flat screen as my pillow and sleep on it. But it's one of them things you would never know unless you did it. And I told him, and he said, and that's how he knew I wasn't bullshitting, that I actually did it. But it's one of those things you wouldn't know unless you've actually had to do it. I hated college. I worked and studied full time. Yo, if you worked and studied full time, you are fucking amazing, Rana. I tell you what, if you worked full time and went to school full time, that's unbelievable. That's just fucking. That is just amazing. I can't think of a better word to say right now. That's just because I'm fucking tired as fuck right now. But that's if you're gangster as fuck for that. You gangsters. If you pulled that off for years, that's a gangster. I don't care what job it was. That's a gangster ass move. It don't matter what degree you got. What's up, August Lion? Yo, what's up? Yo, thanks. We appreciate the consistent live streams. Yo, thanks for tuning in, man. How you doing, US folk? Oh man, USF Silk. I'm butchering that shit. I'm fucking tired, man. But I said fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and muscle through at least a good hour and a half. You know, sometimes just the presence of knowing somebody's just there can mean a lot to somebody, man. Like you never know who is gonna mean a lot to. That's the thing. You never know, who you mean a lot to, right? So it's so like just the presence of just being there can mean a whole lot, right? Even if you're tired and struggling through it, right? So I figure like fuck it, I'm gonna just go ahead and just do it, cause I'm tired. I'm tired. Tired. Do you have a baby that cries all the time? Well, maybe you tired. Tired. Have a baby. So here we go. Let's start. I worked overnight, did security, and then in-room dining. I've known a decent amount of people who did that dining position, man, and I think that's a cool job to have. To be real with you, Rana, I always admired those positions, like people who who put the tables together and shit like that. Like I've always, here's the thing, and I'm always truthful with you guys, but here's the thing, I've always wanted to legitimately learn that trade, and not only that trade, but even more deeper into it. In the sense of like the luxury side, like of learning like where to exactly put the forks and knives and spoon, what forks and knife and spoon is meant for what meal, like the whole art of it, right? I've always admired that. I've always appreciated well-made silverware. I've always had an appreciation for it. I never owned any really expensive silverware, but I've always looked at it and said, I wouldn't mind being knowledgeable about that. But it's one of them things. One thing kind of leads to another, and I just never made it around to actually, formally studying it in any kind of way. But I've always admired that, even if it was just like basic, putting the table together, in a basic setting. I've always admired, even like, going to eat like Long John Silver's or some shit like that. Fucking Red Lobster. I've always kind of admired like that part of it, like the whole experience, which I think is another reason why. I think that kind of feeds into the other part of why I would rather like get my own food in a restaurant. I don't want you to go up, or if I come over your house, I would rather just go get whatever I want. I don't like other people getting my food for me, kind of thing. I've never liked it, unless I was sick, or unless I'm just really tired or really sick. I've always preferred to get my own shit. That's a fact. Sometimes I get sad when you in live streams. Just goes to show you never know how much you affect the person. Yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, sorry to hear that, Elijah. But yeah, it's that thing. You never know. And I tell you what, the first time I gained awareness on that, like you never know who you're influencing. there's just no way anybody can ever really know or how deeply you can. I remember when it first hit me, the friend of mine who I known since kindergarten, and our mothers were friends before we were born. Um, his parents got a divorce, and I remember being hurt so bad that his parents got a divorce, right? And I would have never thought I would have been hurt that bad. Like it was like to me, it was like they should have been married like forever, right? And the fact that they got a divorce, I had nothing to do with their family like that, but I was like distraught as fuck for like months off of that shit. Like, damn, his parents got a divorce. Like, what happened? Like, what happened? I was fucked up. Like, but it's that thing. Like, they had no way of knowing I'd be fucked up, and they had their own issues too. So I don't blame them. But it's that thing. Like, you never know. You just never know, and there's no way you can know. But yeah, yo, AD, did you hear about the train of chemicals that derailed? Yeah. Delante, I hope I pronounced that right. Delante, yeah, I did hear about that. I did hear about that. And here's the thing, it made it around the world too. That's one of the news things that made it around. It made it over. It made it to check. From what I've seen, it made the check news. You see Ohio in it. Ohio's a weird place, man. Like Ohio's a weird place. It really is because it has a weird sense of popularity, but at the same time, like it's not popular at all. Like it's just a weird dynamic. Ohio is really a weird fucking place. Like and I think the reason why it even makes it up the list is because it's a hub to like either Chicago, New York, or to drive down south. Like it's a hub. So like I think that's kind of why like it'll always kind of get brought up. And on top of that, it does make decent money. It has decent schools, but it's just a weird. Ohio is a really weird dynamic. The kid name is Martin Even. Okay, I mean I'm out of sync with that. I have no idea what you're talking about. What's up, AD? Have you seen the Bill Clinton kid putting these three? Oh, the kid's name is Menton. Okay. No, I haven't seen it. No, no. Anyway, let's get started on this video.
How I'm the hottest I'm ever gonna be, and I'm just gonna go downhill from here.
Yep, living in this wonderful patriarchal society we have, there's this idea that women peak in their teens and early 20s. After that, it's all downhill. They're never going to be as attractive or desirable again, blah, blah, blah. And it's a very destructive idea that we're selling to our young women. And it's one of the biggest lies that's ever been told. First of all these guys in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and above going around saying that they're attracted to 18 and 19-year-old girls, they're losers. All the women their own age see what a loser they are, so their whole dating strategy is, I'm going to go after these young, impressionable girls who don't know what a loser I am. And it's especially concerning when guys like Andrew Tate get up there and he's a 35-year-old man talking about how he's attracted to 18-year-olds, and he'll even say, this is how all men feel. No, they don't. You're just a fucking pedo, dude. Like, I get it, we all have our own unique lived experience, but when I tell you that the girls I went to high school with have only gotten more attractive since high school. They most certainly did not peak when they were teenagers. A lot of them had amazing glow-ups in their 20s. Like, thinking about these girls I went to high school with who, they were just like regular people back then, and they had an amazing glow-up in college, and now they're a goth mommy with an army of simps worshiping the ground they walk on. Or the girls who were just regular people and now they can deadlift 300 pounds or something crazy like that. Or the girls who would just wear gym clothes all the time in high school, but now they have such an amazing sense of fashion that they make me feel like a background character in comparison to them because they have so much main character energy now. And for a lot of them, maybe their physical appearance itself didn't change that much, but they just matured so much as a person in such a short time. Where they maybe used to be a bit unsure of themselves, and now they're very confident. Now they're mature. Now they're wise. And those are, if you're not a predator and you're not looking to control your partner, those should all be positive attributes. Honestly, back when I was 21 or 22 years old, I had no problem talking to women my own age, but women in their late 20s, early 30s would make me stutter and sweat like you would not believe because I could just feel the aura of how put together their life was. I could feel the confidence and the wisdom and the maturity. And most of the women my age could not compete with that energy. This idea that women have an expiration date, like you turn 24 or 25 and that's it, your life's over, you're never going to be pretty again, that is perpetuated by men who feel threatened by women who are uncomfortably out of their league. And they'll never say that, but that's what's really going on. And they can
Okay, yeah. See, this is a scenario of a guy who thinks he's going to get extra pussy points by some woman in his life, or some woman who's going to hopefully see this in the future, right? Extra pussy points. He's putting his pussy points in the bank right now, so he can cash out. Well, I made a video on TikTok. You want to watch it, Charlene? Okay. This whole pretending that, look, okay, where do you start? See, this is this childish / feminine perspective, right? You don't pay attention to what's happened throughout human history. You don't pay attention to anything outside of 5 minutes in front of your fucking face, right? Right? Historically, when kings and emperors would go take over new lands, guess what women they wanted? They didn't want 45-year-old Darlene, all right? What are they going to want to start bearing children to hopefully continue his lineage throughout literally human fucking history? Not over the last 5 years. Since men have been saying we want younger women. This has been a constant throughout human history. Right? See, and this is where I'm trying to steer the focus, is look at look what humans have done historically. This is what women do not like. Women who try to fight, who usually try to, advocate this fight. The women who he thinks he's going to get extra pussy points with. Right? Right? Look throughout history. Right? And let's put another context. Okay. Whoever this dude is, okay, let's say, well, first off, I'd love to see his browser history off the porn he watches. I bet he's not jacking off the grannies. I just love her motivation. I mean, every now and then there's a hot granny, but I bet he's not jacking off the grannies on the regular. Like, I just, her motivation's so hot, I'm just jacking my dick off to her fucking confidence and motivation. Like, no. How much you bet he's jacking his fucking dick off to some fucking 20-year-old bitch with big tits? How much you want to... Or some old bitch that got on makeup to look like she's 20. How much you want to bet? I bet you anything you want. That's what he's jacking off to. He's jacking off to that bitch that looks 22 with big perky tits. I would guarantee you. Right? When you go buy some fruit, okay, so it'd be like saying like, oh, well, you shouldn't want to buy fruit just because it looks the best right now. You should want to buy fruit after it ain't got like molded spots on it and all that, because it's still good fruit because it has confidence. That kiwi has confidence sitting over there with that big ass spot of mold on it. So you should like that. You are attacking an adolescent fruit by getting a fruit that looks perfectly shiny and plump and filled. There's something wrong with you for liking that. You should want that motherfucker over there with the mold on it. Now again, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, okay. See, the other part is I think the context of where he's going wrong with it is that somebody's saying that older women are not pretty anymore. No, I've never said older women are not pretty anymore. What I said is, okay, where I say is the mileage versus the requirements due to a woman's nature of gold digging and prostitution. That's where I'm going with it. Okay, there's plenty of pretty older women. But you put that older woman next to a 22-year-old, oh, it's no fucking contest, right? It's no fucking, and women know it, right? It's no big deal. Go ahead, you can try to blame men, but historically, this is a woman's fight because nobody made that woman go try to dress up to look 20. She chose to go do that. If she's so strong to go walk around B40, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Right? But again, see, this is women fighting women and trying to blame men, and you get beta simps like this trying to advocate the fight and get bonus pussy points on the back end for it. And he's just making himself look more stupid in the past. He's making himself look more pathetic in the reasoning. Again, I would love to see his porn history. If he's even straight, I would love to see it. I bet he's not jacking off I bet the regulars are not 50-year-old bitches. I bet you he's not doing that. I bet you he's not doing that. This is a desperate. This is the equivalent of the duck face selfie. This is how pathetic some guys will go into doing whatever mental gymnastic they think they have to do in order to look good, or in their perspective, in order to think they're looking good for women, so they'll get a higher chance of getting pussy out of them at a later date. American culture is beyond repair. Yeah, yeah, U.S. folk. Yeah, I agree with you. American culture is beyond repair. Because here's the thing. Somebody asked me a few days ago, because they asked me what, because I actually gave this statement. I said, yeah, if you were to bring, like, these European girls over to U.S., like in the form of brothels, prostitution, whatever, that would destroy the dynamic. Now I take that back, right? I take that back, because after giving it more thought, the culture there has shifted too far. So all that would happen if you were to do that, or just legalize prostitution in America. The men have been conditioned to just cash up a bitch $500. I mean, to drive 8 hours to take a bitch to Pizza Hut, right? Guys have been so conditioned to just give bitches shit just because they're bitches, right? That it nothing. If anything, I think it would probably get worse. There'd just be lines and women would just start getting 10,000 out of a dude easily, out of a regular dude. Dudes would just save up their whole yearly wage for the chances of getting a woman, right? Women have learned, okay, and this is gonna sound actually kind of backwards, but in the U.S., women have learned prostitution at an industrial strength level in relation to outside the U.S. Right? The physical quality that the women are in North America, and what they asking for, like, they have reached industrial level strength of that culture in North America. And I agree. I think North America is beyond repair. Unless there's I would say here, the only way I think that it can be fixed is if and I think this is a real reality. The only way I think it can be fixed is going to be when there's going to be the chat AIs shit going along with some type of android sex doll shit, right? But in reality, it doesn't really have to be that. It could just be if men would just come together and just say, "Look, we gonna do something else. We gonna fly to another country. We play Xbox." If men just left women the fuck alone on a whole, right? But there's always gonna be some guy who's just thirsty. So it's that probably never gonna happen. But that'd be the only way I could ever see it being fixed. It doesn't matter what your attention goes to. Just take your attention off of woman, or off a woman in that area, and just go somewhere else. That's the only way you're gonna fix it. But there's so many lonely guys in North America. Somebody's just gonna get thirsty, and the woman's gonna be validated, and then all it's gonna do is breed more guys like this. You shouldn't want a younger girl that's prettier. She's not pretty. All women are pretty, and you're a pedophile if you want an 18-year-old. And like, yeah, it's just sound like it's just like parrot speech from some old reject woman. My mic is low volume. Oh shit! My mic is low volume. Can I turn it up? Yeah. Okay, there it is. I didn't touch Streamlabs at all. There we go. Power Streamlabs. Let me listen to myself to make sure it's all right. I'm trying to find myself so I can hear my audio. Didn't touch Streamlabs at all. There we go. Power Streamlabs. It sounds like it's better now. Yeah, you say, yeah, your mic is low. Sounds like it's so. I just crank it all the way up to as high as it can go. So I don't know how to make it any higher than where it is now. Because Streamlabs OBS is different than regular OBS. Regular OBS you can make it as loud as just crazy loud. But as far as I know, it's a limit in here. Wait, I'm opening advanced settings. Yeah, it just goes up to 100. And from what I see, you can't make it any higher. So, yeah. LAD, you do not realize how many dudes are like him. I'm guessing him in the States. Oh, man. Like, it again, like, my thing is look back through human history. Again, I'll say so when you're dealing with natures of anything, like when you deal with like the nature of women, whatever the fuck, you have to that's why I always bring up the caveman scenario. Look back through the history of what man and woman was. See, this patriarchy shit. This wasn't men didn't just go around and just beat bitches into submission to be number two. Women always prefer to be number two. That's when she's actually happy. She's happy. I don't care how much money she has, how pretty she is. Woman is not happy until she's number two to somebody. Because if she's number one, she's gonna keep looking up till she finds herself to be in number two position, right? But see, society just has it backwards. 80, what do you think on women and voting rights? Do you think it was better back when women could not vote or get into credit card debt? Well, I didn't live there, so I don't know. But what I will say is, based off of crime rates, debt, everything tended. Society, there's no correlating statistic that shows that there was any benefit out of it. I'll just leave it at that. Right? There's no correlating statistic of when shit took off of the modern feminism. There's no correlation in actual benefit. If anything, everybody ended up more destroyed and destructive. The mental illness skyrocketed, debt went up like crazy, criminal shit just went crazy. It's just there was no I always leave that there was no benefit. The men's simping rate in the U.S. is too damn high. Yeah. Mia Long, she was dating a 30-year-old dude when she was in high school. Yo, this is why I tell guys all the time. Look, those young girls, those 20-year-old girls, they're always involved with a 30, 35, 40-year-old dude, even 50-year-old dudes. But here's the thing, they all think that they're the only ones that's doing it. They all of them think that they're the only ones that's doing it, and they all trying to keep it secret from each other. Right? Because in the core, because like I say a lot of the time, in the core of it, woman's attraction is not so much what you look like, and it has nothing to do with your age. Woman's attraction is in, do you have the ability to provide any type of, do you at least have the perceivable ability to provide protection for her before you even make it on her list? That is her primary goal. See, men, we just want a woman that looks a certain way and just can be somewhat chill, and after that we'll work with anything around that. Whereas woman's primary directive is to find protection.
Just miss me with that biology excuse that they always use. What's really
fact. Yeah.
Really going on is they're looking for someone to manipulate and control, not someone to build a mutually positive life with.
What did it look like?
What do you mean?
Just say when. Just say seriously? Are you serious? Okay, this is impossible. I'm starting over.
Yeah, a lot of girls have said that, and I actually just recently read the statistic where only 2% of men between the ages of 20 and 40 make six figures and are over 6 feet, which is like two of the things that women typically say they want.
Right.
But it's crazy to think about the fact that there's only 2% of men.
Yeah, that are out there.
Okay, and here's the thing. And here's the reality behind that. That figure, women want the 6 is out. Look, the only reason women want it is because they figure other women want it. Right? That's literally it, dude. They figured, like, if you were to take that out of if you were to take this woman and make a clone of her so she doesn't have any memories and put her in a different society, she wouldn't. Okay. If you were to take, let's say you take a man and a woman, right? You take a man and you put him alone on an island, right? You put him alone on an island, and then you show him pictures of a certain age group of woman, right? And then ask him which one to pick. Men will go, I would say at least 95% of the men would go to the biological correct choice, right? Now, if you were to take a woman and put her on an island, right? And she didn't had no idea of society, and you bring around men to her, she's just okay. She's not gonna know about six figures and see all this goofy shit. She's gonna want a man to protect her, like the cavemen. You see what I'm saying? See, everything that women think they like in this context comes from other dingbat bitches saying that they like it. What does she know what to do with six? She don't know what to do with six figures. She don't know what to do with it. Any woman who's walking around talking about, most of these women who's walking around talking about that has no idea what to even do with it. That's why she's walking around talking about it. Right? Again, if you were to take man and woman who never seen this society, and you put them alone on an island, and then you just bring around men, right? You bring around the opposite sex, right? You bring women to the men and men to the women, and have them pick, right? Where the reality of biology kicks in, all right? Men will go for the younger woman, or the physically healthy / younger woman, and women will go to whoever she thinks can protect her, right? And protection does not always mean six figures, okay? See, that six figures thing, that's just some bullshit marker that dingbat bitches came up with, and the shit fucked around and went viral because they figure other dingbat bitches like it, right? It's of no more sanity than the romanticization of tuberculosis, right? It's no more sanity. The romanticization of tuberculosis was literally when women found out that men liked skinny women with pale white skin and red makeup because they were dying of tuberculosis. When women found that out, women went around and mimicked that. They starved themselves to death and made up all types of makeup out of fucking anything they could find, flour, whatever the fuck, to imitate the look of a dying woman. Right? Right? It makes no difference. It's the same level of sanity. She doesn't know what to do with six figures. She doesn't know. If she wanted six figures so bad, she would go out there and get it. Okay? If she wanted it so bad, why didn't she go out there and get it? And then she go look for a man who's making seven figures. Why didn't she do that? Because she can't do it, because she doesn't even know how to get it or what to do with it. You see what I'm saying? You see how they'll push this shit on you to have you go, oh, no, I guess I gotta make six figures. This dingbat bitch don't know what to do with six figures. She don't even know. If she was so fucking smart and she's so fucking great, then why doesn't she go out there and get six figures and then upgrade herself to go get a man who well, I need seven figures now, and keep growing? They don't. You know why? Because bitches don't grow. That's why. That's why. They just follow whatever they think other bitches like, and that's the new thing now, right? See, like I said, in the experiment with men would go towards the woman, the physical woman that he's after. Because that's all that's going to matter in the trade in the beginning is the physical. He's going to go after that. See, women, her main thing is protection. That's it. Now, if you get some trendy catchphrase of protection, you know, women love trendy catchphrases because you don't have to think about it, right? Live, love, laugh. You know, basic shit like that. Bitches love simple shit because you don't have to think about it. Right? So you just say if you just say six figure income, now it's like, oh, it's catchy and quick. I don't have to think about that. I like that. Like, she doesn't even know why she likes it. Okay. Go get six figures and go live in some parts of California. You'll be living on food stamps out there, bro. I would love to watch them earn six figures in certain parts of California. Right? It's motherfuckers making six figures living on food stamps out there, dude. I mean, but go get six figures out there because bitches are fucking stupid, dude. You're using too much logic. You're a misogynist. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a short guy that makes $1 million all day long.
Tell me you don't look your age without telling me you don't look your age. I'll go first. I'm 30.
Women be letting their ex treat them like trash for years and then try to raise the bar for the next man. You telling me your ex had a four-way with your mother, sister, best friend? Lowered your credit score from an 800 to a 212. Financing a Hellcat. Verbally abused your pet goldfish and beat up your daddy. And you stayed with them? But now, since you know your worth, the next man gotta treat you like a queen. You expect a new man to take you out to 5-star dining establishments, but the Mickey D's drive-thru was all fine and dandy when your last man did it. Why should I have to work 10 times harder than the last man? We no longer out here giving these women our best. You're only getting comparable experiences.
Yeah. And I just had a conversation with my girl about this, and I talked to her about it 2 weeks ago too. Cause we talk about this shit all the time. Women and childlike men, no matter how old they are, right? Because the childlike guy I'm talking about, this motherfucker's 80 years old, and I had to go off on him in a fucking video chat. I mean, I went off on him in front of 13 other people, right? Tore his asshole up, right? But he's mentally a child, and he's 80. He's 81. He's like, I've been doing this for 50 years. Like, yeah, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, right? Childlike men, and it doesn't matter how old you are, you can be child at 120, right? If you just never grew in certain ways. Childlike guys and women only react when you treat them like shit. But here's the thing, and I tell my girl this, I don't want to have to treat you like shit. I want to be nice to you. But only men can handle nice. Only men can handle nice. And even some men can't even handle it. But only full-grown, well-aware men can handle nice. Childlike men and women do not handle nice. You have to treat them like shit before they'll treat you like a decent human. You have to do it. And I told my girl, like, I don't want to have to be mean, but I have to do it. Like, you just don't react. You just do not respond well to nice. Like, I don't want to walk around and have, because I went off on the 81-year-old dude, then I went off on this black woman in a group chat, like in a group video. Went off on her. Next time I'm getting text messages with smiles on them, and I told y'all a story a while back when me and my girl, we all went out, and I roasted this one girl for a good hour because she's single and she's like 30 and she's been on Tinder for 5 years. I was getting drunk and I was roasting her. Next time I see her, I'm getting jams, I'm getting gifts. You know, she's running to me to show me pictures of where she traveled. Look at this. Like, yo, bitch, I had to be mean to you to get you to for you to be a decent human to me now. Like, is that really what it? I mean, that's what it is to be a man. You know what I mean? Like, that's just our position as men. You can't be. Only grown men can handle people being nice. Only grown men can handle that, dude. I'm telling you, childlike men and women, you have to be mean to them. And this example is right in the same realm. Yeah, she's gonna stay with, and that woman he's talking about stayed with that man for years, and so go back to him because he treated her like because he was a drama ride that treated her like shit intermittently. What's up, NRG? But yeah, it's just the thing, man. Historically, women just do not react to nice well. If you want to get a woman to treat you like a human, you have to treat her like shit. And the thing, like, you don't, like, I don't want to have to do it, but it's like, this is the only path, this is the only option I have. You know what I mean?
Go ahead and follow me. Stay toxic.
Damn! Rapping is fucked up right now. That's why I don't even like making music, because I don't even like being around them type of motherfuckers. I don't want to be around a nigga with 100 niggas with guns. I'd rather be around 100 bitches. Some of these niggas act like they don't like bitches. They just want to hang with niggas, hang with guns, and pop perks. That shit not cool. Who the fuck want to be high with niggas all day? If I get high, I want to be high around hoes, and I don't even do drugs. But if I'm just saying, if I did do drugs, why would I want to be high with a nigga?
How to date younger women as a guy that's older.
Money. It's really simple. Money. All my friends who are divorced, money. They all got lots of money. They're all dating younger women. Simple. Money. I know guys who are older, don't have money, aren't dating hot young women. It's money.
I genuinely think that men progress from breakups while women regress from breakups. And what I mean by that is that when typically women initiate breakups, we know this. I mean, how many of you guys have been broken up with? Probably 1 or 2 times in your lifetime, but you probably broke up with a majority of the time, the guys, when you did break up. So the thing is that when guys get broken up with, they understand that they were inadequate to a degree. When women break up with a guy, they felt that they were too adequate for that guy to a degree. But the problem is that what girls don't realize is you break up with that guy, well, now you got another notch on your belt. You've dealt with some, trauma to some degree, right? Trauma typically builds men up, but it hurts women. And then on top of that, you're going to go ahead and try to get another guy. But as you get older and you get more experience as a woman, your value goes down. I know, oh my God, that's fucked up. Well, I don't make the rules. I just report them. Men typically value inexperience while women value experience. Men want a girl that's inexperienced. Women want a guy that is experienced. So does it make you more attractive when you've been in relationships with a bunch of guys and you've broken up with them and etc.? Women typically, but the thing is that we don't tell women the truth. That, the more bodies you collect, the more relationships that you're in, the more trauma that you suffer, it makes you worse. No, it makes me stronger. No, it makes you worse because some other guy's gonna have to come in and deal with those broken pieces.
Now you're jaded.
No, you know what I mean?
You might even hate men.
Struggle builds men, it destroys women.
Yes.
A percent of men actually
I agree
get laid.
1,000%. Yeah.
The other guys face consequences for their decisions. Like that's the whole point. Is like men, when they make a bad decision, they always have a consequence. Women don't, and that's why women are worse because one gender has consequences, one doesn't. And to say it's like equal, I just think isn't like fair because. Like men, when they make a bad decision, they have the consequence immediately, where women don't. We're bailed out of everything.
How are we bailed out of everything?
Okay. Every bad decision that you make, you're bailed out of. If you want to sleep around, there's birth control. If you get pregnant, you don't want to keep it, there's an abortion. If you get pregnant and you want to get married to the guy and leave and take half, you can do that. And you can do it under the guise of being happy. And, and society will accept you, and some simp will probably marry you after. And then on top of that, if you're bad with your money, what are you going to do? You're going to go to a women's shelter. Or the government will pay you. If you leave and you're a single mother and you're the 5th baby mama or whatever, you can also go to the government. They'll pay you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
He's told us so many great things.
If you hurt her, I swear to God, like literally, I will fucking kill you.
Okay, but that's not the
But
same.
that's not the same. Okay, can you
Oh, look, it's a show about a guy dating multiple women at once, watched by women who hate guys who date multiple women at once. No, women love guys who do it. They just look. Yeah, so this goes on what I said yesterday, right? This goes what I said yesterday. See, when you get a woman to sit down and be, transparent with you, right? Like they know all this retarded shit they're doing, right? They know it. But the thing is, when they go out in the world, woman has so many different complications because she's so worried about her social circle for that need of protection. So when she goes out in that world, she's gonna pretend like she's like she's whatever people are saying a good woman should be now. That's what she has to pretend to be like, right? A guy is not valuable to any woman unless she figures that he can protect her, one, and two, one of her girlfriends might really want him, or one of her girlfriends already has him and she wants to take him from him, something like that, right? But that guy has to make her stand out amongst her female friends, right? It's never about you as a person in the beginning. Now you can for lack of better words, you can manipulate it to where she ends up turning for you and turning completely into you. But in the beginning, her whole perspectives is more to do with her social circle of woman than you as a man. So when it comes to topics like this, women who hate guys who date other women, no, women love guys who are already dating other women. They love it. Because now it gives them this direct goal. It gives them this direct goal of, okay, that's what I should want. So now I'm going to chase after that because other women already want him. See, when it comes to women, they don't want to go out there. Like historically, this is a historical fact. Women do not go out there and just make and develop something. They don't do it. Even when it comes to a human. A man has to go in there and make a human inside a woman, and her body just happens to take over. She doesn't make that, you know what I mean, out of her own effort. You know what I mean? See, woman does not go out in the world and make and create shit, right? So what does woman do? Like, she's done what she's always done in every aspect of her life since the beginning of fucking time. She's going to wait for somebody else to deem something valuable, and then that's going to be now her life goal. So first it was finding her own cave, right? First it was finding a protection. It was finding a man who can go bring back some food because she figured she got to survive, and she'll survive better than Charlene would survive, right? And it just grew from there, right? She's not going to... So the the man that every woman's going to want is going to be the man who's already taken, because that gave woman the new objective. It's the easiest way out in the objective to get whatever is wanted, right? That's why there's copious amounts of articles of men saying, yeah, I could never get a girlfriend until I got married. Now all the women love me. Yeah, that's why. Because of their nature. As men, we prefer to go and find some lone woman and build her up, because that's what we do. Men go out and create, innovate, and invent and develop. That's what we do. We develop shit. We make shit. We grow shit. We create establishments. We create societies. We create civilizations. This is what we do. Women don't do that. They're going to sit around and wait for you to say, this rock is worth $20,000. Now every bitch thinks she got to have that rock because man made it valuable, right? Because somebody deemed it, somebody else outside of themselves has already deemed it valuable, right? Woman does not create value. When woman does create value, it's on accident. It's no more than sheep following other sheep, right? No more than sheep following other sheep. Woman does not create. Man is the one that looked at a diamond and said, we gonna make that motherfucker $9,000. Man did that. Woman doesn't do that. Right? And for the off chance there is a scenario where a woman did just randomly say that, it still has to be marketed to women, right? So on the back end, so it's either going to be whenever any value gets made, it's essentially always going to be man who defines the value, or in one way or another, either man just flat out defined it, or it's clear that this valuable thing will get man's attention, right? So in one way or another, the man is setting the bar for the value.
Somebody gotta say it. Can I be the bitch to say it? Ladies, you wanna know why our black men be choosing these white bitches? I'm motherfucking tell you. See, black women, we don't let men be men. We try to force what we believe he should be on him. Then we when he wanna be his own motherfucking man. We place restrictions on our love, our sex, our just everything that we are to him. We got restrictions on. Then we quick to tell, go get your white bitch then. And then he go get him a white bitch. So this white bitch, she let that man be him. She see the potential in him, but instead of trying to force him to change, she the catalyst to that change. You notice every time a man go get him a white bitch, he act right, he ain't cheating, he ain't fucking with no black bitches no more. See, the white bitch don't nag him. She already appreciate the greatness in him. The nigga got melanin in him. He's a nigga. And they know how to shut the fuck up too. Oh, and they pay bills and buy shoes and shit. Y'all bitches too cheap to do all that. But don't shoot the motherfucker.
Okay. And what I'm gonna add to this is hey Reliant, Sailing Reliant. What I'm gonna add to this is, because I just had a conversation. Me and my girl she was sitting in the kitchen with the baby, and I was sitting in bed and I was talking to her about this. I was just talking to her about this. Okay. So black women have it the worst, right? But okay, women have it rough after they decide they want to go out and work and be like men and all that shit. Like that hurt women far more than it helped them in the whole reality of it. And I'm going to explain why on a psychological level of why, right? So men have essentially always been allowed to be men, right? Men have always been allowed to just some had to work, some had to be slaves. But at the end of the day, men were allowed to be men. Like we were admired for in some way we can build, we can do whatever, we can have some type of hobby, we can have an interest, but we never had to really cut ourselves to fit some mold, right? because we were just, I mean, at some point, some guys kind of do, but overall speaking, we were just man, right? So when women decided they wanted to go out and work and all this shit like that, well, okay, up until then, women were essentially just playing the role of woman, right? Which is you know, it can be good or bad, however you look at it. But hear me out on this. Women, before, you know, especially the last wave of feminism, were allowed to just be women, right? They were allowed to just keep their role as woman, just be feminine, whatever the fuck, right? And I'm gonna get into how black women have it the worst out of all the women later. But I feel like this is important to the explanation. So when women decided, oh yeah, we want to work because we want everything that men got, you know, in typical woman fashion, she just wants whatever she doesn't have. So she goes out there to become independent. She goes there to become independent, right? She goes there to get her own jobs, right? So now she has to maintain the role of woman, which most of them struggled with that right off the bat. Then two, now so she has her own struggle of identity crisis from the start. Now she has to fit this mold as woman. So that's two complications in her day-to-day psychological stress. Now she now has to go out there and work and provide as a man. So now she has to carry that new psychological burden of when to go out there and be dominant in the world and get her own food, get her own flat, get her own car and all that shit like that. So this is three compounding situations. If she's in a position of leadership, well, now she has to fit in. Now she has to fit in, trying to figure out how to be a woman, trying to go out there and work, trying to balance leadership, trying to balance providing as a man while trying to balance being submissive and feminine as a woman. This is at least 5 different combinations of random shit that she has to keep track of. Whereas men, they're still doing one. Right? So the modern feminist revolution, it ended up hurting them so much more because now they have to juggle what time they should be a man, what time they should be a woman, what time they should be a dominant leader, what time, and okay, even though it's cringy when they try to pretend to be a dominant leader, what time, because it's always awkward, it's never believable, very rarely. They have to balance all this, right? Well, then I'll add in on top of that, as a black woman, well, your hair is not the same way as them. You're naturally a little more wild, or you're naturally a little more louder. That's taken away from your femininity. So now the black woman now has to fight her own biological makeup, counting. So you're talking the black woman is fighting at least 8 different compounding issues of just maintaining the evolution of being woman in society. You see, all this psychological stress because she wanted whatever she figured she couldn't have. And that's how quickly she is at least, I would say at minimum, I would say probably more around 15 if I were to dive deeper into it. But let's just say 10. Woman is now juggling 10 personas from the moment she wakes up to the moment she goes to sleep because she wanted to be equal to men, because she wanted to be equal to men. Right? Now, on the back end, men did not walk around and say, you know what, we want to start wearing dresses and high heels and be bitches, and we want to put on makeup, and we want you to tell us we look pretty when we put on our makeup, and we want you to go to work, and we want you to come home and take care of us. See, men didn't try to get the benefits that women had, right? Historically, men never tried to get the benefits that women had. Men just stayed in their own lane. They knew what it was and rolled with it, right? And in that process, man just had to keep up with essentially one persona, which is, you know, being man. When all the shit, you know, eventually washes out, because when you're growing, you're going through different phases. But when the wash comes out, it's just one. Whereas woman, oh well, you want to go out and work, so now juggle your own money, bitch. Buy your own food. Be strong out in that world. Go walk down that dark street at 9 p.m. by your damn self, because you're so fucking strong. Yeah, you didn't want that equality, did you? Well, you stuck with it now, bitch. Now, every day, the moment a woman wakes up to the moment a woman goes to sleep, she's juggling at least 8 different personas. See, that modern feminism wave, it hurt women on a deeper core far more than they think, far more than they're even smart enough to realize it did. Right? And then on top of that, you add in being a black woman. Oh, I'd say it doubles. Because now she's got to fight knowing the beauty norms is always around white bitches. White bitches are the status symbol of beauty of the entire world. Wherever you go, you're going to find a picture of Angelina Jolie. All right? So now she's got to fight that. She's got to fight the fact that her hair don't look right. She got to hide her hair or just chop it all off and put on a wig to hide herself even more. You see, now she's got to fight her own biological urge to just be loud or be aggressive. So that's a whole nother complication of just striking up, insurmountable amounts of anxiety and issues with other just copious amounts of mental issues. Black women have it the worst. I'm telling you, they really do. But they wanted, but you wanted the equality. Well, see, equality that brings upon so many more issues that are not quite spelled out just because you getting a paycheck, right? Which is fucked up to say, but it's the truth. Yeah. Somebody else mentioned the train accident in Ohio. They said I seen it from the cloud. Somebody else mentioned that before earlier this week. But thanks for tuning in, Leah. I hope I pronounced that right. But yeah, see that modern feminism it hurt women far more than it helped them. It really did. It really did. That hurt women far more than it helped them. Far more. But again, woman she wants whatever she wants whatever she doesn't have. Right? But black women have it the worst. I'll admit that any day of the week. Black women have it that with that persona juggling from 1 minute to the next. She has it the worst, dude. I'm telling you. Because me and my girl, we just had this conversation about 3 hours ago. She was in the kitchen. I was sitting on the bed, and I was talking to her about it.
Shoes and shit. Y'all bitches too cheap to do all that. But don't shoot the motherfucker.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. Where we at? How much I make on a 15-hour shift at Twin Peaks? Oh, she's gonna make a lot of money just because she just looks like that. It's me. I didn't mute this. This is the video. Must be a song playing. Yeah, $42 an hour. Yeah,
I knew it was bothering me this morning. Do I have like a...
I'll tell you what you do, man. Cheat on her. Just cheat on her. Fuck it. Have your cake and eat it too.
Okay, listen. There's no way I'm this hot and single. And single. There's no reason. So taking boyfriend applications for sweater weather, fall season. Husband applications. Yes. We're taking husband applications.
Hey now. Slow down, all right?
Post your Cash App and see what people send.
I want to go back to like what you said about how virgins are 80% more likely to stay married.
Yeah. Well, they're more likely to rate their marriages happy after 10 years.
Oh, so it's actually happy, because that's a big question. Are they actually even happily married?
Well, all you can do, they say believe women. So if we ask them and they say they're happy, are you? Do you not believe women?
So this is false. No, my question would be, seriously, are they actually happy after?
But we believe women here.
I've been getting this one a lot in the video because apparently they lie about their age to get reactions, which is good, whatever, do you. I just assumed you tell the truth, so I just gave you my first reaction. Excuse me. But, the whole point was like, one is 46 and the other one is 22. Who's who? I'm like, without telling me, this one is younger. That is super obvious. And not just by her looks, but the way she talks, the way she presents herself. This one, if you told me she's 18, I'd believe you. I thought this one looked like in her mid-30s.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you're 46, you look like 10 years younger. But it turns out she's 26, which means you look 10 years older. I'm like,
yeah.
well, that changes things. That means that compliment kind of gets turned into a critical observation, and do with that what you will. Maybe stop hitting the tanning salon every day, but
Yeah.
If you're walking down the street with your boyfriend and a man came up and snatched your purse and your boyfriend ran away, how would you feel in that situation?
I guess I would feel upset. Like, he should protect me, but I would understand his fear, but also, like, step up.
So a man needs to be masculine 24/7.
Not 24/7, but, like, assert your masculinity and take advantage of the fact that you're a man because you're privy to certain privileges that women aren't.
So a man in that situation.
Well, okay, yeah, and the question never came up was she actually worth? Okay, the number one question you got to ask yourself is this bitch even worth fighting for? Right? And I'm willing to bet it's a strong niet. It's Russian for no. Right? Is she actually worth fighting for in the beginning? Right? Based off her actions as a human, would she actually be worth fighting for from the start? Like, is she worth that? One. Should the guy just protect you just because you a woman, bitch? What have you done to prove to me that you worth that? That's the number one step you got to see. Motherfuckers get too caught up on just because she's a woman, man. Like, no, just okay, cool. You a woman. What are your actions been? What are you doing? How are you treating motherfuckers? That's the main point. Are you fuckable? Sure, okay, that's cool. But protect it? No, you're not worth protect. You got to prove yourself to get protection.
Situation is stronger. He's more capable. He needs to be the one to protect his woman.
No. Men aren't more capable. Men are just have access to privileges that women don't.
What are some of these privileges?
Like being able to like speak loudly, being able to assert themselves in certain situations, being able to be assertive, things like that.
Next week I'll be married for 10 years, and I've learned some things about myself being married to this man that I call my husband. Number one, I ain't always right. You see, before my husband, I was living this very independent, can't nobody tell me nothing type of life. And that was amazing. But when I got married, this mirror got put up to my face constantly, and I was forced to have self-awareness, self-reflect, and realize that I don't have all the answers, and I ain't always right. Number two, I realized that people handle criticism and conflict very differently. You see, I want to process things right now. I want to figure out the resolution right now. And my husband ain't like that. He's the type of man that is respectful enough to say, I need a minute. I hear you, but I need a minute to process what you just told me because I don't want to give you an unfinished thought. You see, I had to relieve my controlling spirit to want to control him, to want to control our argument, and to want to essentially control our relationship my way. I had to learn to give my husband his space and be respectful of that. And number three, I learned that love isn't about horoscopes matching and love languages and none of that. You see, I learned with my husband that real love is surrender. Real love is stripping yourself and figuring out who you actually are, unpacking your trauma and figuring out who you are at your core so that you can be that for yourself first and then be the best version for them and your family. True love is forgiveness. True love is raw, it's real, and you don't want to miss it. You understand?
The reasons I got off whack sites like Seeking Arrangement and like Secret Benefits is because, first of all, there are way too many women on there who just don't know what they are doing. They are getting and asking for way less than they should be. And then when I come around and I give them my allowance, they're like, whoa, way too much. I have women asking for this much. And, you know, it's unbalanced. Two, there's so many scammers, so many salts, so many guys just looking for PPMs. Three, the same guys have an overinflated sense of ego because there are young, attractive women on there chasing them. And these are men who in real life don't have shit, don't have money, don't have pussy, don't have women. Like, they don't get that. You're not going to find quality men on these sites. You are not going to find, you're going to find losers on these sites. I'm sorry, I said it, okay? And it's just like a lazy way. Like, I know girls say they want sugar daddies, but it's a lazy way to look for them. If you really, really want to make it work, you need to freestyle. You need to, again, grow your social media. You need to do all of that. I know I keep saying the same shit over and over again, but it's like, I still see girls making this mistake and still asking me, how do you find a guy on Seeking Arrangement? What do I put in my bio on Seeking Arrangement? No, stop. If anything, use Tinder. If anything, use Hinge.
What's your body count?
Shut the fuck up. I was married for 10 years, so like 2.
2?
Yeah, literally, yes.
That's all right.
I was
So
married since I was I met him when I was 16, and then I was married forever. So.
all right. So quick math. Quick math. 2 times 3. That's 6. All right. So you're
6.
Yeah.
She said she only fuck like 4, 5 niggas, so you know you gotta multiply by 3.
I can't get off without watching porn.
You can't get off at all without
No,
watching porn?
not even close.
I started watching porn when I was like 11.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't understand why.
Let me tell you something. See that this is another thing that I found when I would meet random girls before, like, because now I just don't even go out anymore. Now I just do YouTube, do my own hobbies, read, whatever. But before, like when I was a little, I say probably about 4 or 5 years ago, when I was still running around and I would meet random girls. Oh, they like that would usually be like one of the quickest topics that would come up. The girls would say, yeah, like I was addicted to porn when I was 10. like girls get like, I'm not saying all girls do this, but no, that girl, there is definitely a decent amount of population of women who got it. Like see, this is what I said a long time ago. Women move so fast in development because they're constantly trying to, get, like, they're always looking up. They're always, right? They grow so fast in it that they've already used porn and threw it out by the time they were 18, right? Because they were addicted at fucking 10 years old by it. It's like the younger generations now, they're like 20, 25. You meet them, because they have far more access to the computers, tablets, and laptops and shit like that. Like, oh yeah, they get it. My dad told me a story about our ex neighbors as they moved. The girls over there, the girls. Well, maybe not. No, it was a girl he was dating. His daughter, the girl that he was dating, daughter, had been looking up porn, had been watching porn, and knew the porn websites at I think she's like 7 or 8 or 9 or something like that. So they asked her like, well, how did you know where to find this? And said, oh, well, mommy had left it on the computer, and so she already knows how to type. Girls get hooked on that shit at far earlier ages than guys, right? Girls wake up to all that shit far earlier than men. So by the time guys and girls hit 18. I use this example of partying in college. Like by the time guys and girls hit 18, the guys were just like, yeah, we getting ready to get fucked up off Bud Light. And girls, they doing heroin by that point. And they done threw away heroin. You know what I mean? Like they move so much quicker, dude. That is, I'm not saying every single woman, but that is definitely, this is not bullshit. They're telling the truth. Because I've witnessed it, but I've spoken to plenty of women who've had this same response. Yeah, I was hooked on porn when I was fucking 10. I just couldn't stop watching it. That's another common thing that I remember girls telling me. When I was 10, I just couldn't stop watching pornography. What's up, Dark Rebel? Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing all right.
It was a bad thing. I thought that's how you learned how to have sex.
My dad had a Playboy left out at age 5, and it's affected almost every choice I made for the rest of my life.
Myself, I really try to stay clear of pornography. I look at my own use of pornography as an indication that I'm not feeling connected.
The biggest thing for me, and that I notice with our audience and people that call in, is just pornography, just the inability to, I don't know if we're even genetically able to battle how powerful it is.
Clearly, our world is obsessed with pornography. It is by far the most influential form of media, addicting men, women, and children, literally all over the world. But what most people don't know is the porn industry's dark secrets. That's why we made Beyond Fantasy, a 3-part documentary miniseries exposing the violation, coercion, and abuse happening on porn sets every single day. Watch it for free on YouTube and learn the truth.
Boy ain't no way boy.
Hello. Sir. Hey, how you doing? Hey, sorry to bother you. I'm Fernando. I work for Peak Energy. We're a few doors down. We're in 1845. Okay. So we do solar around here. We're just coming around talking to niggers. Sorry, dude. Neighbors. I apologize, man. No, man, that wasn't even...
At that point, I wouldn't even get mad, man. At that point, I wouldn't even got mad about that. Because you can tell he probably like, who knows what kind of language he uses with like, he could have had a friend like me who says this shit and he thought it was cool. You know, I wouldn't have been mad. He didn't strike me as a type of dude who had some type of like, you know, secret hate. You know what I mean? Like, to be real with you, I probably would have just laughed with him and just kept the conversation going. Probably would have gave him a beer after that shit. I wouldn't even have been mad. Because you can tell. Here's the thing. As a black dude who grew up in the suburbs and like came across motherfuckers who was like really like that, like, you know the one, you know the people who are like, not just a white dude. It could be a black dude who doesn't like white guys, or it could be a white dude who doesn't like Asian people, or it could be, you know, whatever the fuck. You know when the person is like serious, or when, you know, they could have just had that cool, like somebody like me who would just say it like nothing, and you know it wouldn't be a big deal. Like you know the ones who are like for real, and then the ones who you know who like me, like I'll say every fucking racial slur, right? Like I'll say racist shit, right? But you know, okay. But I'll say it because I know I genuinely don't have legitimate hate for motherfuckers, right? Like I say it just as like maybe like an Archie Bunker type of way, like I mean, like say it just because I'm just frustrated and complaining type of shit. But there's no genuine fucking hate in me towards people like that, right? But no, I wouldn't have been mad. I probably would have just laughed with him and gave him a beer or something like that and hung out with him just to let him know it was, you know, it was all right. Like, it's cool. But you know the ones who are, like I said, I grew up in the suburbs. I went to all white Christian schools, and I've come across like legitimate racism. That's not it. That's not it. Let me read a comment. I seen a comment. Do I have to sign on Rumble to watch the videos AD posts on Subscribe Star? I'm gonna post some videos that aren't in that Subscribe Star, because with the Subscribe Star, I feel like I should do something, you know, special for that, you know, for the donations, which I'm very thankful for, by the way. It still blows my mind. But I'm actually gonna post a video tomorrow on Rumble, but I'm gonna have it for free in the free section of Subscribe Star, so you can watch it through there. But Rumble is just like YouTube. You don't have to make an account to watch it. Chris Chambers said, LMAO, I wouldn't be mad, but I probably wouldn't stay for the sales pitch. August says, porn is everywhere. I had to sneak a peek at old magazines when I was a kid. Oh, shoot, I did too. But porn is fucking great, man. Like, I hate motherfuckers trying to pretend like it's not. Like, porn is fucking great. But I think it impacts both sides differently. At least, you know, at the core, right? Because as men, we just like the artwork of a woman's body, right? Or just human bodies. And it's always, here's the thing, like, this shit is not new, man. Like, this whole motherfucker's hating porn. Like, even back in ancient Greece, dude. So you know them statues where motherfuckers was like standing up naked and shit like that in ancient Greece and I don't think ancient Egypt had like completely naked statues, but the ancient Greece did, and the Italians took that shit over. So you remember like all those naked like statues were like be men and women just naked, right? Well, it was still tabooed in, right? The only difference was back then you had to be rich to even get a statue be made. So when statues were made, where like bitches' tits were just hanging out, or like dudes' dicks was just hanging out, and they put it in the middle of the fucking city center, that was the aristocrats' way of saying, yeah, motherfucker, I'm rich as fuck. You can't fuck with me. And what? And put it up there in the middle of the fucking center. That's what that was. It was always taboo, right? It was always this whole thing, you shouldn't like to look at naked bodies. It was always, as long as there's been any sense of religion, especially, that always came along with it, right? For the most part, for the most part. So when it comes to pornography, I think it's definitely an addictive situation to it. The fact that you can just click on anything and just like zip through, and see whatever you want. I think that could be addictive. But I think the addictiveness that people try to apply to it is, okay, from the girl's perspective, a woman's whole thing in life is how to prepare herself for the better man that she's going to come across, right? Now she might get a little sexually turned on too, but her primary objective is to be prepared for the better man that she's going to want one day. So she should know how to have sex, right? Well, that's what Billie Eilish said. She wanted to learn how to have sex. Right? She wanted to be, she knew that women were the thing to be chased from movies, media, TV, whatever. So she wanted to be prepared for the man who wanted to have sex. Now, of course, she's gonna get sexually turned on, in the meantime, but that's not the primary goal, right? Whereas men, the primary goal is to just to literally watch a woman move, here. I'll show you. I'll show you real quick. Where are we at? Okay. So let's go here. And I'll show you just the basic reels. Here's the thing, like, and people keep trying to pretend like, oh, it's just I have no idea. I had no idea people want to see it. So every time I'm in this random account, see, it's always some woman just moving, and she has 25 million views. You see this? It's always just some woman. All she has to do is just move. Shit. I hope I didn't get. Played the music. I hope it didn't get fucking weird. Well, let me just put it on mute and play it. See, all a woman has to do is just move, and that's art to men. And she has 25 million views just doing that. That's all she got to do. I mean, that's it. 25 million views for that. Because historically, people and men just like to see women move. Right? That's it. Just watch a woman move. Just be physically healthy, have some makeup on, wear something where I can see you could look a little cute, and just move around. It don't matter what the fuck you doing. Just move. Make earplugs. Construct chopsticks. It don't matter. Just move. And you gonna get 20. Look, you have motherfuckers looking at you. Just be a woman and just move. That's all you gotta do. Right? And motherfuckers are walking around. What is this dingbat shit? And motherfuckers are walking around trying to pretend, well, I didn't know. You shouldn't. No, I don't watch porn. What? This whole act, man. Cut the fucking act out, dude. Just stop. You gotta look up Anna Lingus. Is that a porn actress? I don't know. Yeah.
A nigga go to sending 200, 300, 400. Yeah. Nigga, you won the bit. Yeah, you won, huh, nigga? Yeah, you won, nigga. I ain't doing all that now, shit. Hell, nah, not me, hell, no. But you talking about $200. No.
I'm not somebody who can relate to how she feels. Right. But at the same time, I mean, her feelings are valid. She regrets her experience in the adult industry and stuff. What is it like for you, though, when you see somebody say that?
Well, I'm always surprised when a girl does that. That's what built you up. That's what did it for you. That's what put you on the map. To sit there and now go, oh, it's bad. Oh, I wish I never did that. It's kind of hypocritical.
You know, the reason why you're in the place to make such an absurd amount of money off only every month is basically because these companies did advertising for you, and yeah, maybe you didn't make too much money off of them, but in a lot of ways, if I was one of those companies that shot with you early on, I'd be thinking like a more accurate way to look at this would be to say that we probably deserve a percentage of the money that you're making now.
I always think it's kind of when they do that, you know, because it's like I got what I want out of it now. Them.
Mia Khalifa, all the respect in the world, but realistically, your fans ain't bringing in that much money if you didn't become the chick for a period of time.
Yeah, I did porn. So fucking what? I did it for 3 years. I retired at 21, just like Henry Rollins said. But guess what? I didn't really retire. I went on to DJ internationally. I acted in a few other movies and TV shows. I've written 3 books. I've published a book of photography.
And nobody
also
cared about
doing
any
more
of that
voice
shit.
Acting. And yeah, I've been streaming on Twitch for over 3.5 years.
Yeah, and nobody cared. Yeah, you went off and acted and all that, and nobody cared. Nobody even knew. But it's admirable. Don't get me wrong. It's admirable, and honestly, I wouldn't mind having a conversation with her in real life because I think that's admirable that she did at least go out and try to do some shit. But the reality of it is nobody knew and nobody even cared until you bust your cheeks open or motherfuckers think you're gonna bust your cheeks open again. Right? That's the reality of it. Nobody cared. Nobody cared if you became an astronaut. All right. They wanted to see you get throat fucked in a fucking factory. All right, that's all motherfuckers cared about. Let's run that back.
Yeah, I did porn. So fucking what? I did it for 3 years. I retired at 21, just like Henry Rollins said. But guess what? I didn't really retire. I went on to DJ internationally.
And fail.
I acted in a few other movies and TV shows.
And failed.
I've written 3 books. I've published
That
a book
failed.
of photography.
That
I'm
failed.
also doing more voice acting. And yeah, I've been streaming on Twitch for over 3.5 years.
And here's the thing. You see how the video, remember the video I made about, yes, men are responsible for your dreams? Even at your height, the only way you were able to even do what you wanted to do is because men were responsible for your dreams. Because men was out there jacking off to you getting throat fucked behind a fucking washing machine. You know what I mean? Like even then, men are still responsible for your dreams. And now you back on Twitch with your tits hanging out. Like men are responsible for your dreams to give you that false hope that what you might do on your own might actually matter, and it didn't, and that's why you back on Twitch. That's the fucking reality. I mean, yo, it's fucked up to say, and it hurts me to say it because I wish the best for everybody, but that's the reality. Like men are still responsible for your dreams.
Gonna be 4 in March. If that bothers you, I don't care.
It doesn't bother anybody. Who the fuck? Motherfuckers, look. Everybody who watches you now know you. Okay, everybody who watches you now is watching you because you did porn. Nobody is watching you because you wrote a book. Nobody is watching you because you did photography. Nobody's watching you on Twitch because you did voice acting. They're watching you because like, oh, wow, that girl who took 15 cum loads on her face can hold a video game controller. You mean, that's why they watching you. Like, wow, I wouldn't have thought. Who would have thought a bitch who was double fisting cocks for 3 hours straight could hold an Xbox controller? I wouldn't have thought that shit. That's, wow, it's the shock value. You know what I mean? That's why motherfuckers are coming back to you. It's like, oh my God, the village whore can actually fucking talk into a mic and put a sentence. This is shocking. I gotta keep watching. Maybe she might suck a dick on camera again. Motherfuckers did not tune in to Sasha Grey TwitchTV.com and be like, oh, I can't wait to just watch her play video games with no hope of her gagging on a cock in 5 minutes. Let me tune in for that shit. Nobody went to there. Nobody went there like, oh, did you read that Sasha Grey book? Oh my God, you gotta watch her Twitch. Nobody came there for that. Stop lying to yourself, trying to come with this fake I'm righteous shit. Like, oh my God. I'm watching you because of Twitch. I'm watching you because you wrote a book. Which, let's be real, you didn't write the book. Okay? I'm gonna tell you how that happened for real. See, and you see, they don't know that I know this. She didn't write the book. What she did was she probably spoke into a recording about some topics. Probably wrote down a few journal entries and then paid somebody to write a book out of that, and it had her probably like proofread it, which she's not gonna do, and then put her name on and said that she wrote it. And it's probably selling it for about $12 somewhere. I would guarantee you that's exactly what happened. I would guarantee she didn't write the book. Okay. Like I said, she found word of some company that would write a book for her. She paid them to do it, or since she was Sasha Grey, they probably did it for free because she's Sasha Grey. Motherfuckers gonna buy her book because they remember her taking cum loads all down her asshole and throat, so they gonna buy her book just because of that. And I guarantee you, she spoke into a voice recorder and probably wrote down a few journal entries and shipped it off and had them just formulate a book out of it and put her face on the front and say, "Hey, I'm the Sasha Grey," and that's I published a book. That's how it works. Yeah, see. So for those T-shirts I sell, I'm not selling those T-shirts. For the T-shirts I sell through this channel, if you were to order that shirt, a company makes that shirt and does. I'm not making the T-shirt. All right, that'd be like me saying I'm making my own T-shirts. I don't make the fucking T-shirt. All right, I don't make the coffee mugs, none of that. The company makes that shit. Right. Yeah, it's fucking wild, man. Thinking somebody gonna come and watch you because you so damn smart. Did that had being smart had anything to do with you walking up in there? Nobody give a fuck about you being smart. Motherfuckers want to see that ass bounce and that throat get fucked. That's what motherfuckers tuned in for. And the whole reason motherfuckers watching Twitch is that, well, wait, hey, she might deep throat a cock this time. I don't know. She's in her past. That's the whole reason motherfucker even tuned into Twitch. All right? For the off chance you might just have a dildo sitting next to you and you might be like, memories. Glock, 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 glock. And they be like, oh, she did it. That's the only reason. There is not one motherfucker who's tuned into Twitch be like, oh, boy, what if she reads that book she wrote? I'm just waiting for her to read that book. What if she reads that book she wrote? What if she tells us about her experience doing voice acting? There is not one motherfucker tuned in for that. You know what they tuned in? You know what they tuned in for? It's lagging on my end. I don't know why. They tuned in to see them tits hanging out and for the chance that she might spit over her tits. That's the only reason. Yeah, I'm not mad at her. Like, I mean, again, I think it was admirable, but I think it's admirable that she at least tried to, do something outside of just gagging on cocks all day, every day. And I'm happy for her that she retired at 21. I'm totally happy for her for that. Like, yeah, I have. Like, I'm seriously happy for her for that. But again, it's this whole thing of like, see, my issue is when women try to pull this whole thing of like, I'm righteous. Shit. You mean like that? That's when I'm like, okay, like I don't fuck with you like that no more. Like you can cross that line. AD, do you celebrate Valentine's Day? Yeah, it was here. I just didn't do it. I mean, I said Happy Valentine's Day. I don't do holidays, man. I don't do holidays, but it is here. Yeah. If she only did, Platypus Dreams. I agree. If she only did 3 years, that was a lot of work in only 3 years. Because I've watched some of her films, and let me tell you, and I've never watched all of them. That's how many she made. And it's 2023. She did a lot of films. That's a lot of mileage. I remember she went on the Tyra Banks show, and Tyra Banks tried to hate on her. Y'all remember that? She went on Tyra Banks, and she was happy that she was doing porn. And Tyra Banks like, oh my God, but you're just a child. And Bill was out there making money. And Tyra Banks, because Tyra Banks, she got old. And, she didn't look bad, but she just got old and got kicked out the modeling industry. And, so she's by default going to hate any younger woman. And I remember when she went on the Tyra show, and Tyra was on there just hating on her and shit. trying to spin it to her being a victim. And at that time, Sasha was like, "No, I'm not a victim. I'm just having sex on camera." And Tyra's like, "But you're a victim. Something's got to be wrong. You're too happy because I'm sad." But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. It's 9. I'm fucking tired, man. I was exhausted when I started. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. Yo, thanks everybody who tuned in. I'm gonna just continue this next week. Hey, so thanks everybody who tuned in and liked and subscribed and donated anywhere. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. I hope I made somebody's day by coming on. And I hope I didn't let somebody down by coming on. Hope it was a good show. And I'll catch you on the flippity flip, man. I'm fucking exhausted. So yeah, hope you have a good week. Today's Thursday, so yeah, have a good weekend. Have a good rest of your day. Whenever you watch this, have a good day. And the closest weekend is coming up. And I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace out.